If you watched my most recent video, you already know that I love scary stuff, and Little Nightmares 2 is jam-packed with extremely well-crafted creepy moments. So since I won't be doing a full-on review, I wanted to highlight some of my favorite scenes in today's video. I tried to stay away from the last hour of the game to prevent heavy spoilers, but still, if you want to go in completely blind, I suggest that you play the game first and then come back to hear my thoughts. So grab some popcorn, put your headphones on, turn the lights off, and enjoy this trip down the darkest corners of Little Nightmares 2. Following a very intense opening that I will talk about a bit later in this video, Mono and Six, our two protagonists, head towards the Pale City, this huge, gloomy, abandoned metropolis that will serve as the backdrop for the whole entire game. It is aboard a miserable wooden door that you first discover this ominous place. When I saw the city appear through the fog for the first time, I had chills. This is exactly how you introduce a location. Throughout your journey across the Pale City, you'll get to visit plenty of abandoned locations, but the creepiest thing about them is that you can find clothes that seem to have been forgotten, as if people disappeared all of a sudden. The game is very good with environmental storytelling, and this is a great example of how you can use simple objects to create fear. Schools have always been the cradle of innocence, but in this world, things are very different. This isn't a place of knowledge, it's a place of chaos that apparently lost all of its humanity. Children have been replaced by these creepy-looking porcelain dolls, and the teacher is, well, I'll talk about her later. But for now, let's just say that things are not easy at this school, especially for the kids, even though they're not human. It is heavily implied that the teacher is physically abusing them and that she likes to lock them away for long periods of time as a form of punishment, and isolation can get pretty ugly. Throughout the adventure, Six gradually starts to show her darker side to Mono. That girl was never an angel. I mean, she was already eating gnomes left and right in the first game, but seeing her violently smash the skull of one of the bullies with her bare hands just made my skin crawl for some reason. And from Mono's point of view, he realizes that her innocent and helpless look is probably hiding something much more sinister. The people living inside the Pale City, also known as the viewers, are obsessed and brainwashed by their television, and more precisely by the signal coming from the Black Tower. They basically stop thinking for themselves, and seeing them mindlessly jumping off a building near the last chapter of the game is absolutely chilling. If you watch The Ring, you're probably used to seeing creepy looking creatures coming out of televisions. But even if Little Nightmares 2 uses a trick we've already seen before, it still managed to spook the hell out of me with this particular scene featuring the Thin Man, this tall and slender being who has the ability to influence the televisions inside the Pale City and to even use them to teleport himself wherever he wishes. And when he does so, it looks pretty scary. At the beginning of the game, you are thrown into this world without context or objective, so you just start to explore, and very quickly things start getting weird. Imagine stumbling upon a scary house in the middle of the woods only to find that the owner is a big fan of taxidermy. The only problem is that he doesn't just stuff animals. Another key location you get to visit is the hospital, which is, in my opinion, the creepiest place in the game. Not only is it filled with a bunch of scary mannequins, but it is also under the authority of the doctor, this ugly looking fella who crawls on the ceiling as he performs questionable surgeries. Now let's go back to the school for a second. Remember when I briefly mentioned the teacher? Well, now it's her time to shine. Much like the doctor, the teacher is running the school with an iron fist. Nothing goes unnoticed on her watch. From her crooked smile to her unusual talents, everything about the teacher gives me the creeps. You have multiple encounters with her, but there's something particularly spooky about the classroom scene. What makes exploring the abandoned hallways of the hospital so scary is the fact that you do so with a flashlight. And if there's one moment in Little Nightmares 2 where things go from creepy to actually terrifying, it's the sequence with the patients. These scary mannequins only move when they're in the dark, which means that you have to constantly shine your light towards them to prevent them from creeping up on you, which makes for an incredibly stressful sequence, one that I believe definitely deserved the top spot on my list. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed that new format. I loved doing this, so I'll most likely do something similar with every new horror game I play. So you can definitely expect a video like this for Resident Evil Village. If you enjoy my content, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more. Also, I have an Instagram page that I never really promoted, but on there I post in-game photographies, so if you're into that, the link is in the description below. That's pretty much it, and I'll see you guys later.